lot of hate against foreigner drivers.
Why is
Because you want me to use questions? They're just a dumb truck driver.
Hey, but you gotta remember, I'm in the industry. You're not.
Well, I just like I try to keep to myself,
but you can't hold your views.
but it's not like
But I understand the
It's-
level of cockiness you're talking about.
I think it's because like I go to a lot of truck shows. You
And
go to these
usually
truck
they're there.
shows, and when they are there, they're all like, "Oh, we're the best truck drivers."
Yeah.
Like, none of us give a fuck. None of us actually give a shit what you like. And no, I think your trailer pods look like crap because there's shit running down the side of them. Like,
It's dripping, basically.
yeah, like it's dripping in
Yeah.
poo. Like I don't get like, and they just think they're so cool because they can run all night. Like I really don't care how long you slept. Oh, I slept for 45 minutes and drove 18 hours.
Is that safe though?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. Go tell it to someone who cares.
Okay. Welcome to the Truck Stop Show. My name is Ali. Today we're joined by Jarrett, who has been in trucking industry ever since he's born, because his whole family is in trucking industry, right, Jarrett?
Yes, sir.
So tell us about it.
Well, my mom and my aunt own a company, Task Carriers in Guelph. They've owned it for 25 years. My great grandfather was a trucker. My grandfather is a trucker. My father is a trucker. My uncle's a truck driver. My aunt's a truck driver. I think that's pretty much it.
That's a lot of
And then
trucking.
it's
So what
me.
kind of conversations you guys have on the dining table?
Who hauls the heaviest? Who is the nicest looking truck?
There we go. So there is no conversation about how you feeling,
No,
your
no.
emotions.
No one cares about that. I've never heard that
I'm
conversation.
so glad to have you on the show, Jordan. Have you watched the show?
Pretty much almost every episode.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like and dislike about the show?
I like how professional it looks for like a podcast that's just started. Like I really like that. I like it. And
I'm flattered.
I like the episodes where with the guys like my age, because like it's nice to know what the guys my age are thinking about it too and stuff like that. And what I've noticed from both of them is they're 100% right. It's not like it used to be, and it sucks.
Well, we'll talk about that's a full 20-minute segment in the show.
It sucks in the way that it's not like it used to be. Trucking doesn't suck, but it's just all of those fun stories that my grandfather has. I don't got none of those, and I never will.
But whose fault is this? Let's see. Like usually, what I do is the show starts with you, like the guest, right?
Okay.
You talk about yourself, but now you jumped into the pool of controversies here. Okay.
Okay.
So the controversy is trucking is great. We all love trucking, trucks, everything, right?
Yeah.
And we are thankful for truckers to be out there to do the work for us, basically, right? But it's not what it used to be. Good old days are gone.
Yeah, the good old days, and I honestly, I couldn't give you a pinpoint on what ruined it. I couldn't.
I'll break it down for you. I'll help you break it down for me.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do it together.
Yeah.
But before that, tell me about yourself. So, how long have you truck?
Big truck or include the hot shot?
Well, tell me what hotshot is.
Well, I was driving a 3500 dually pickup with a gooseneck on it, pulling the freight that we had back and forth just like a driver would, but just in a pickup truck, but
Does that require
Was it-
AZ license?
AR license, which you ask anyone about, they don't really know what the heck that is.
Well,
but
I'll shed some light. It's a license with some restrictions on it. And there's a max load capacity that you can haul, right? Don't ask me what that is
don't
because I'm
ask
bad.
me what that is,
Yeah,
too.
because I'm pretty bad with numbers.
Whatever
yeah.
Kim told me to put on my trailer, I put it on.
Okay, sounds good. But then you upgraded to AZ.
Yes, yeah. And
How long you have that?
well, it would be in about a year now. I think I went for my test here in January. So yeah, and pretty much got thrown to the wolves right after that. But I was pretty thankful to do a bit of hotshot work because a lot of our customers already knew where I was going. I already knew what road to take and stuff like that, and there wasn't a whole lot of nerves. But I mean, there is still some nerves with stuff that I do. So
Jared, I just want to sort of throw this out there. How old are you?
23.
This a young truck driver.
Yeah,
And like you did mention that you like watching new people come into trucking, right? And I actually do too.
yeah,
Because I think it's a great trade, but it's been long neglected and it's just have a bad name. And I actually blame the truck drivers themselves to not tell the world what they have done and what they do and how sacrificing it is. I
yeah.
think trucking companies, all these trucking related organizations, associations do not do a fine job on highlighting what a truck driver does.
I don't think a lot of people know what truck drivers do. There's a lot of my friends outside of driving don't know what the heck I do, and I don't think it's their fault. I just I think haven't been educated on it, maybe, or some people just don't care.
Majority of the people.
Majority of people just don't care, and you can see it with the way they drive on the road, but you can also see it with the way they act around you.
Well, the good news is we have the show now.
Yeah, exactly. So
So we can tell to the world what truck drivers do.
yeah, like I think a lot of them have like a negative uh opinion about what it is, and granted it's not always the best job, but
I
my
disagree on this. I think it's the best job.
my bills are paid, so
I think it's the best job. I mean, if you do it safely and do it right. If you are compromising your health and trying to do this job, yes, of course, it's not the best job.
I
But
want-
if you if you are doing it in a fine, responsible, smart manner,
yeah,
I think it's one of the best jobs you can have.
I think there's some days where it feels like the longest day of your life, and then there's some days where all you want to do is just turn your music on and just open road. Pretty much when you headed west, that's when you have fun. When you head east of Milton, you hate your life.
Well, it's personal. You know that, right? It's person to person. Some people love East.
East past Toronto.
Well, Toronto is a battle. I know that, but I mean,
I've never met one person who's like, oh, Toronto. I'm
Okay.
like no one.
well, not
does.
Toronto, but okay, you're gonna meet a person right now. I love going East.
Yo,
But
I know you
minus
do.
Toronto, of course, minus Toronto.
Yeah,
Going east, for example, towards Montreal, even past Montreal, Quebec City, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. I mean, like I love going that way.
I'd add an extra 3 days on my trip just to go around both Montreal and Toronto.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
So where have you gone so far? Let's talk about this. You're running US and Canada both, right?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Farthest I've been so far in the States is Seattle,
Or
and then BC for Canada. Been to Calgary there in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, all the way up, Dryden, Ontario. But not too far in the States. I mean, Seattle, Washington, Montana, all really just along the top, right?
western side?
Yeah, the lowest I've been was Kansas, but that's not even that far either, really. Buffalo, a lot of Ohio. I've almost covered all of Ohio, but I've been to both sides. So Columbus, Thompson, Ohio.
If I'm the dispatcher and I ask you where you want to go, what's the answer?
Where do I want to go?
Yeah.
I like running Michigan and Ohio. I do like running Michigan and Ohio, but I think like the odd time I would like to go down to Florida. I don't like the cold. I like the warm. I want to be in the warm. I like it. I like it down there. But I mean, I've got lots of friends that live out in Alberta too, so it's always fun going out there and stuff like that. But I don't want to make it an every week kind of occurrence because then you're never
So here's
going.
a question for you. So as a truck driver, let's say you're going to Alberta, you actually plan meetings with your friends?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the
Is it
time.
because
I stay at the closest Flying J to their house.
you work for your own company, or is it, or it can be any driver's thing?
Oh yeah, we have drivers that hang out with their friends all the time when they go to places like that. You got to do 36-hour resets now.
So no,
Well,
but do you trust the truck stops to leave your truck there?
oh yeah,
I would never do that.
oh yeah.
I don't have balls to do that. I wouldn't never leave my
Like
truck.
I would never leave the truck there for 2 whole days. But I have left at 9 in the morning, came back at 12 o'clock at night, and
Truck is still there.
yeah, I take the keys with me,
Sure,
lock all the doors,
sure.
do my pre-trip 2 days later after my 36 hours done.
Here, let's talk about the family.
Okay.
So, how is this growing up in a trucking family as a kid? Especially when your father is a truck driver and your mother is involved in trucking as well. I imagine it would be very tough because truckers are not present.
Well, I never thought of it this way, but when I was watching Kim's episode, she said it perfectly. That's all I ever knew.
So
Right?
you never been introduced to 9 to 5 kind of dad?
No, 100%, but that's what their dad did, and this is what my dad does.
It's like it's a norm to you.
It was the normal to me my entire life. Right? So the only person I thought that was different was my grandfather because he was at every single hockey game and all this. And so he was always there, and I don't know how he did it, but he was always there.
You know, you have some sort of backup now. Talking about the backup, because when you have your grandparents around you, you can sort of skip on your parents. It's like now it's a privilege.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like to say it that way. Like, I, I don't know. It's a hard question because I never knew any different. So my dad was a driver. I knew he was on the road. He'd be home at some point.
So what do you have to say to the people that are always complaining about, oh, my dad was a truck driver, so I didn't have the best of the life. I was always looking for him.
I
This and
think I think my mom went above and beyond to give me and my brothers the best life that she possibly could. So I I never missed a hockey game or a school event or anything like that. And me and my brothers always had what we wanted within reason, that's for sure. But I think she just did her best to. I don't think she sheltered us, but she just kind of like yeah. Most of my life I relied on my mom,
hmm
but I think part of me knew that's because my dad was working. So, but so was my mom. My mom was running the company he was working for.
hmm
But she was just, yeah, she was just a good mom. So I have,
Can't imagine if you have both parents in the same trade and having them in the house at the same time and talking about something else. You can't imagine. I know people that are in the same trade, and when you hang out with them, like majority of the time, like I'm not saying it's the case for everybody, they're always talking about the exact same thing.
yeah, yeah. Like sometimes, like I used to build houses, and all of my other friends, one's concrete, one's a framer, the other one's a framer. So they all still build houses and stuff, but they're always talking about houses. And like when we're hanging out, like I'll pipe up with the odd thing I did that day, but it's like but it's not the same. Like it's not. But then when I have one friend who's like 55 years old in this industry, and like we talk for 3 hours about driving truck and what he did that day and what I did this day, and I think it's just easier when you're talking to someone that does the same thing as you.
Now, so if 3 generations have done it, and then you're 23 years old, so let's take you back 5 years ago. Now you are sort of struggling or sort of going through this thought process. What am I going to do in my life? right?
Uh,
So like you're just finishing up high school, right?
yeah.
Let me complete this. So now you're like, what? Whether I become a police officer, I become a business person, maybe I help my mom with the company, maybe I go find a government job. Like you got a whole bunch of options on the table for as a young guy, right?
Yeah.
Why the hell you want to be a truck driver? What's
I don't. I.
okay? No, you gotta tell me what is inside you that's triggering you to be like,
So
Jarrett,
I thought a question like this would come up, and I don't love trucking.
you do not
I don't love it. I love trucks.
get out of here.
I love trucks.
So you love trucks, but you don't like the trucking aspect of it, where you have to.
No, I'm not saying I don't hate trucking, but I love trucks more than I love trucking.
Okay, you know what? Make it simple for people to understand. So you love the equipment.
I was raised at truck shows. I love a shiny Peterbilt, a shiny Kenworth more, but like chrome and chicken lights down the trailer and like is the coolest thing ever in the world to me. If you have underglow, you're like already the coolest person.
Okay, I got that. So you love trucks.
Yeah,
You love that chrome, the chicken lights, and all that stuff.
all of
You're in
it.
love with that. Fine,
Love it.
that tracks you. Now, so tell me. Basically, I'm trying to get to that thought process where you be like, maybe I should get the license and become a truck driver. It's a good trade. My family's done it. It's a traditional thing now for you. But then, does your family support you?
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. Like both of my brothers, my um especially my dad now, I've noticed we have a whole lot more to talk about now. My mom loves it. My aunt loves it. My other aunt, we have so much more to talk about now too, right? Like I barely talked to her before, but now we just have a lot more to talk about and feel like I've almost clicked or connected more with my family now that I have something to talk about.
wow, that's
So
big.
I do
Just
like,
the way you put it.
yeah, I do like trucking and it's given me a good life. So I figured it could give me a good life. And every guy I see sitting in a low seat driving a Peterbilt with a big shifter is the coolest guy in the world to me. I growing up, so kind of felt like I just want to be that cool guy driving that Kenworth.
But didn't you say I don't like trucking just a little while ago?
Yeah, like
Oh, you were contradicting yourself. So you're gonna have to explain this to me. So you love trucks. I realize that. You like the equipment part of it. Do you like the driving part of it, or do you like?
it depends where I'm going.
Well, some days you like it, some days you don't.
Some days I love it.
depends on
Some
the
days
load.
I don't. Yeah, like not really the load itself. Like I'll do oversized. I'll do whatever Kim throws on the trailer. But like it's sometimes the places that and with the places that you go, you know what you got to deal with. And that's some, I guess, would what I'd say is what I don't enjoy about it. But basically, when I know I'm going west, I'm gonna have a good trip, and that could be west from here to Michigan, or that could be from here to BC. And it's I'll stand on this hill till I die, but that way is better for driving every single time.
Now, trucking is a dangerous trade. You agree on that? Because you're basically highway is your workplace, and highways are deadly.
Yeah, no, it 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 can be very dangerous. Yeah.
Right now, one. Secondly, trucking not so much now because there's a lot of education and people like me, a lot of people like me are always preaching health. But don't deteriorate your health at the just for the sake of trucking. Don't like it's not worth it, right? You agree on that?
And there's the dollar menu deal at McDonald's in the States, but yeah, I agree.
It's okay for a 23-year-old, okay? When you were past 30, you can't have that stuff and still be fine. You know that,
I
right?
put on some weight since I've gotten my license, that's for sure.
Is it the food or it's
Oh,
just it's the miles?
100%. I think both plays a role, but down in the States, there's so much more food options like you've never heard of before up here. It's so much better down there.
But as a young guy, newer generation with all this access to information and all that, you do realize, and especially with the kind of training you've gone through, you do realize health is very important in trucking, right?
No, like I know some people who have been real hard on their bodies in this industry. They don't make it too long, and they are. But then I know other people that you'll see guys uh every single truck stop they pull into, they grab a burger. They grab something, right? And I think it plays with sitting so long and stuff like that. You get bored a little bit some days, and when you're bored, you tend to eat something to do. It's quick, it's right there, right? But I've seen plenty of times you pull into a truck stop, and there's a guy. I couldn't believe one night I was sitting in Washington State at a Love's, and this guy was running around the truck stop, and he had to do like 50 laps. Made me feel bad about myself 'cause I just sat in the truck and watched him the whole time. But like he was,
At least you watched him.
oh man, he was like, I couldn't believe how many. I was like 12 o'clock at night. Like this guy's got to go to work soon here,
Wow.
and yeah. So there's people that do take care of their health. I definitely think I need to do better at.
But you know it's important, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know. There's some people I don't want to end up like. So, but yeah, health is important in this industry, and it's hard. It is hard to take care of it.
Here, let's take you on the roads right now.
Okay,
So tell me, how are the roads?
like right now.
Not right now. I know it's snowing outside.
Yeah,
It's
it's
terrible.
snowing.
Yeah, it's terrible. Overall, ever since you've been on the roads, and you are they a safe place to work?
Out west.
Oh, why? Because there's not a lot of traffic.
I think they're more educated out there than they are over here. Like one, yes, there's not a lot of traffic, but first time I ever went into uh Calgary there, I had to make a wide turn at an intersection. Every single car that was behind me stopped. One of them even put their four ways on. Let me make that turn. Gave me the time and the space to make that turn so I wasn't all nervous and worried and stuff like that. And then they continued on with their day. Where over here from Woodlawn to Silver Creek to get to our yard, I got to take 2 lanes to turn onto Silver Creek there. I'm the biggest asshole every day.
Yeah, people you get honked at and stuff.
Every single day. And it's like I don't want to throw the trailer up onto the curb and take the light pole out.
Fair enough.
So, but I think yeah, like I've always said that I think they're more. I think it just comes with like education and stuff like that. People don't uh, know what some people have on our trailers. Like we pull a lot of roll tights, and people don't see what's inside that trailer. But sometimes I have a 60,000 pound coil, which is just a ball of steel.
And it can be very dangerous.
Yeah, it could tip that way. It could roll all the way forward, and they don't know that until it's too late.
Mhm.
So
So let's do the comparison. So out west, people are one. The fact is, there's less people on the road, right? Because of
less
course,
people on the
because
road.
of population, right?
Yeah, population.
Here in just around GTA, of course, there's more people on the road. But of course, because it's a provincial affair, so I don't think Alberta has more intensive training for car drivers.
It's a slower way of life out there.
People are more
Like
calm.
now, but way out east
Yeah.
is a way slower way of life. But
Like
like,
you're talking Nova Scotia and stuff.
yeah,
Hmm.
but like Toronto area, Quebec area, everyone's in a hurry. Everyone is late for work. Everyone's late to pick up their kids from school. Like so, it's just everyone's trying to be the fastest car on the road,
Hmm.
and it's annoying sometimes. I find my biggest problem right now is there'll be a car beside me. I need to make a lane change. Put my turn signal on, even though he's beside me. He speeds up a little bit, but the guy that's behind my trailer, like 10, 15 feet behind, just because he saw my turn signal on. Now he's gonna speed up. But the worst part is he'll speed up, and once he gets to the middle of the trailer, he'll slow back down.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just cut them off because
Yeah,
I
know.
gotta make that lane. There's a freaking construction zone coming up or
Yeah.
something. There's a cop pulled on the side of the road. Like I've got to make that lane. And it's annoying. I think they think our turn signals are fake. I really do. Like we put our turn signals on, and they're like, "Oh, he doesn't actually mean he's gonna turn. He's not actually gonna do a lane change. That's just a light." Like, no, I want to make that lane change and stuff. And I've been brake checked a couple times, and
That's like brake check. Just ah, why do you have to do that?
sometimes you don't want to touch the brake pedal.
Well, you don't want to, but you have to, right?
You have to,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
the problem.
just
That makes it even worse. That you know, like this person who's trying to brake check a truck, a
I was
loaded truck. You know, the trucks don't have. I hate to say this, but trucks that like I like to claim, and I know a lot of people are gonna cry about this. They don't have brake. They can't just instantly stop. How
no,
many people know this? How many people know this? They can't instantly stop just like a car. They need some seconds to stop, and that can be 15 to 20 seconds to come to a stop. And that also depends on the kind of load you have.
yeah,
And if you're brake checking a truck,
you can't.
where was it? In Canada or the US?
Yeah, it was just outside of Toronto. It was on the 401. I was in the slow lane, doing 98. I was heavy, and Ford comes all the way behind, gets in front of me, stomps on his brakes.
And sometimes, you know, the worst part is when you don't even know what you did. Like what made him pissed.
I couldn't have done anything wrong. I swear I couldn't have done anything wrong.
Yeah.
I was in the slow lane from Guelph till Toronto, so I hadn't even made a lane change because I'm heavy. I'm going up these hills. I'm going slow. Right, so I'm just keeping it at 98. I'm keeping it. I'm not trying to drive as fast as everyone right now. So maybe it's because I was doing 98.
No, but I
Maybe.
mean, in that person's head, you've done something. No,
No, yeah,
you
yeah,
in that person's head, you've done
yeah,
something that is extremely wrong, and you should be punished. And the punishment is, I'm gonna brake check you without even realizing that can cost you your life.
yeah. More so their life.
What that's what I meant. Like your
Yeah,
life, like the person who's doing it,
yeah.
your life. I mean,
My
yeah.
grandfather's always said because he hates motorcycles. Motorcycle, big truck. What's gonna win? Big truck. It's like the only thing that's gonna beat a big truck is an airplane. Like nothing. Like car, big truck, big truck.
I'm
Pickup
gonna.
truck, big truck.
I hate to say this, but I share the opinion of your grandfather.
Right? Like
No, but here's the thing. Because a lot of truck drivers are motorcycle lovers.
oh yeah, a lot of
Now
them.
this can do a lot
So
of
many of
people
them ride
like this can
Harleys.
do a lot of controversies here. But I hate motorcycles. You know why? Because not every single, maybe I shouldn't say this. Majority of the people I see riding motorcycles in their head, they're the god.
Yeah.
And they
No,
kind
I
of
can see that.
behavior they do and the way they do it, like one, they think like they're the biggest outlaw in their head. That's at least my impression. I might be wrong. Secondly, they're thinking like there's nothing cooler in this whole entire world than this person who's riding that Harley or Kawasaki or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. No, I hear you on there. The three people that come to my head when I think about them that are truck drivers or ride Harleys, I don't think they act that way. My dad is one of them, and he definitely doesn't act that way. I don't find he feels like he's the coolest person on the road ever, but uh I was I don't know, my girlfriend's gonna hate that I say this, but
Say
at
it.
first at first I wasn't I was with you. I hated motorcycles, and I don't think I hated them. I just knew I was never gonna really ride one, and then the more I see a Harley Street glide down the road, I'm like, fun on the weekends and stuff like that. But I don't think I'll buy one. But we can just imagine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'm the coolest person on the road.
You know, I think Jared, the worst type of thinking you can have on the road is when you think you're better than other people or you know so much,
Hmm.
because it's a constant learning on the road. If you're a professional truck driver or any professional or even just a driver, you should realize that every situation, like you're facing new situations every day.
Hmm.
You're encountering new intersections every day.
Yeah.
So you should always be in learning mode. And then there's people that are not gonna do, you know, fine with driving and stuff. So you have to learn to be around these people at the same time. So it's like constant learning. That is how you become a safe driver. I've been told in the past that every accident is preventable only if you keep yourself out of a situation that can potentially get you in an accident.
Yeah. Don't put yourself. If you put yourself in the situation where there's an accident, it's gonna occur.
Yeah, the point is, I mean, it doesn't really mean, I know there's a saying, say, if it's not your fault, it's somebody else's fault on the road. So it's almost not possible to be, like not do an accident. But at the same time, I mean, if you see somebody not being a fine person on the road, do you want to really be around that person? Probably get away, like slow down or speed up or do something to get away from this person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody's not behaving right.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, uh, in Quebec, I was behind a driver who every other driver that was passing them, he would like nudge over a bit. I don't know if he was doing it intentionally, but like he was fully coming into their lane. And I was like, I'm gonna wait until there's because there's only a 2 lane, but I was like, I'm gonna wait till there's 3 to pass this guy.
Because you don't trust him.
No, I think he's mad, and he's trying to take it out on us.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was another truck driver.
Truck driver?
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so not all of us are the best of drivers either, too.
Yeah.
So,
What's
but
your opinion on newcomers getting into trucking? Have you been. Open it up. Give it to me. No, what I'm
No,
saying is,
I do like it.
there's a big criticism on the social media mainly. Is it a real thing on the truck stops that they're?
What are you asking?
I'm asking, like, they don't behave as per the social standards here.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay,
Give me some context here.
no problem.
You're talking about like
So the people who migrate to Canada
Okay.
right?
Okay,
They go straight into trucking. Now at truck stops or even on the roads, they are not behaving as per social norms here.
I
Am finding the most secure way to say this.
yeah. No, there is
You should be
there's
respectful. Yes, I agree.
there is you who I don't think should be on the road, and there's a few who I think are just fine on the road. And
That's a very balanced statement. Okay, so now you're not doing stereotyping here, and I appreciate that
yeah,
because
well,
everybody that comes from a certain community is not the same.
no, exactly. But I was talking to a gentleman the other day in Ohio when we were loading, and he was a migrant from another country, and I think he had a good stance on it, right? He thinks that people that move here from those countries should have to wait 2 years before they can even get a car license.
Fair
Because a
enough.
lot of them are just coming here, summertime,
Yeah.
get a truck license, big
Yeah.
truck, and now they're driving a big truck in the middle of winter, and it's the first ever winter that they've never seen snow in their life.
My
And
opinion is, I'll tell you this: QEW is the most dangerous highway to drive on.
UEW,
QEW, Queen Elizabeth Way.
yep,
You know why? Because I might be wrong on that. This is my personal observation. Because every single person that moves to Canada, mainly they come to GTA, right? When they come to GTA, they have to go to Niagara Falls to prove to their family back home that they are in Canada. They have to visit Niagara Falls and take a selfie there and post it on the social media. Now, or on the other side, people go to Niagara Falls for family trips and stuff like that. But sometimes these are the people that never been on a highway. So their highway sense is very weak. Now, put two together, all these people are trying to get Niagara Falls through QEW, and you are driving there as a truck driver. Some of the stuff I've seen, at least, because I used to run buffaloes a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I've seen, I'll be like, why are you on the highway? Like you can't do this on the highway. You shouldn't be on the highway.
I've done a few buffaloes too, and UEW, like that section from uh just before like Stony Creek and Hamilton
Yeah.
is like the worst of there. But after Stony Creek, it's all right. It's not bad.
You're talking
Towards Buffalo.
Oh, so 4080 bound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to the Queenston Bridge or
Yeah.
Fort
Yeah.
Erie, it's not bad there.
Mhm.
You got a good husky there too.
Yes, they do. Yeah. It's actually hasn't been there a long time. So what's how's crossing into the U.S.?
So people ask me this all the time, and I've only been stopped twice and been checked, and each time they're good. Let me go. Everything's fine.
It's fine for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't fine for me. I tell you this at the border.
No.
Like they had a lot more questions for me.
Well, maybe I wasn't looking at it that way,
No.
but I always kind of just
It's
thought,
a real thing.
I think I was just thinking more of like my buddies will ask me who aren't truck drivers that want to go to the NASCAR or something like that, and they get stopped and searched and whatnot, and they got nothing. But why are they getting searched and why am I not getting searched? I think it's because they know I have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for a job, not here for a vacation,
Mm-hmm.
not here for anything else. But maybe I didn't look at it that way,
Mm-hmm.
and so what? Why were you getting stopped all the time?
Well, because of course I believe it's the skin color. Like they have more questions for you, and then the previous trips you've done. It's I traveled a lot
Mhm.
across the globe. So if I take a trip to Middle East and I come back and they're like, "Where were you?
Yeah.
What did you do there?" I was like, come on, leave me. Like I go to university, I go to drive a truck to make some money to pay for my school, so leave me alone. Let me go. But they were like, "Oh yeah, park it over there and come inside and let's have you, be interrogated by somebody from down south with lipper." They always brought the guy who had a lipper, and they're like asking me questions like. Then I just stopped. I was like, yeah.
I one one day, this was probably the most nervous my girlfriend ever was, but um I went down to Ohio in the morning, came back from Ohio, was in Canada, and that night, this is why she was nervous, but that night we were leaving for to go to Dominican for a week there. So Ohio, Canada, Dominican. And then once I got into Dominican, the guy's looking at my passport. Looks at the computer, and I'm like, thinks I'm an international traveler, baby. Like, it's like,
Like
this
a
guy's
secret-
been in 3 countries in less than 24 hours.
secret agent.
Yeah, like, what is this guy doing? Like, and I didn't think about it until I was there, and he's like, looks at the passport, computer, looks at me, passport, computer, me. I'm like, been in 3 countries in the last 24 hours.
How many people get to do that? That's the question.
But I
right?
I don't think about it anymore,
Yeah.
really, right?
To you, it's not crossing into the U.S. anymore, right? Like you're just doing your job.
Yeah, I'm just
To
doing-
you, it's just a destination. I'm going to Ohio. I'm going to Ohio, right?
Yeah, but I thought there for sure after that point we're gonna like search my suitcase because like what did he bring back from the States? Because it doesn't say on your passport
The
that you're
reason
a
of the
truck
travel,
driver.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
say, oh, he's
yeah.
a truck driver. Okay.
You haven't got the fast card yet?
No.
See, you should get it. Well, then no stamps on the passport after that.
I talked to Kim about that. I'm pretty sure she said something about the company has to be fast card approved or something, or
No, but
or the loads have to be fast
no,
approved.
but you can have the fast card just to replace the passport. So there's a piece of information.
But I
So now
can't.
then you don't have to carry your passport.
But I can't take the fast lane.
Doesn't really matter. Nothing is going to change. You can only take the fast lane. I think I might be wrong, but I think if the load is fast and you have the fast card.
That's what I think.
No,
that
but
she
it doesn't
said
really matter.
too.
This would only replace your passport with the fast card. So then you don't have to carry your passport, and you don't have those stamps on the passport.
He wants me to get my Twix card.
Yeah,
So I
to get
can
into
go
ports.
load
Now
it
this is a
out of the
card that you
ports.
use to get into ports.
Yeah.
You go to
Uh,
ports a lot.
We do. We go all the time. We go to. I find we go to Baltimore a lot more. But we've done a few steel plate and coils out of the Michigan port,
Mhm.
and pretty sure only got like 4 or 5 guys that have
The Twig
our
card.
Twix.
And Twig gets you into any port in North America, pretty much.
Yeah, and so I went there one time, and we tried.
Hmm.
We knew they were gonna turn me around, but we just tried. But so then I turned around, went to the parking lot, and the other driver there, that was there was 2 loads of steel plate to be picked up, and he went in with his truck, loaded his trailer, sat in the parking lot, came back. I sat in his truck. He went and loaded my truck, and then we both left. And it was a
This
hard
is.
day for me, that's for sure. No.
Yeah. Did you end up getting the load?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Now here's the last part of the show because I think it's getting too long. Is it getting too long?
No, I thought when you said that, I'm like, really already?
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Then well, we
You're
can.
gonna ask me my stance
because
on
we-
cattle haulers.
I want. Okay. Well, there we go. You triggered it.
No.
Okay. What's your stance
No, I'm
on cattle
kidding.
haulers?
They're not the coolest people on the road like they think they are. They
Okay.
are.
Well, before that, hang on a second. Let me
Oh
put this
my.
in a sequence here.
They're gonna come after me.
What kind of hauling do you do?
Well, that's hard. I want to be a steel hauler. I want to just haul coils every day with the 6-axle.
Don't you already do that?
Well, I'd like to say yes, but so for the last 2 weeks, that's all I've done is haul coils back and forth from Ohio on a 6-axle. But like Monday here, I got to take a step deck and go pick up horse fences.
Let's put this in a perspective. So you are mainly in flatbed.
Yeah, flatbed.
So you
yeah.
tie load. In my opinion, that is the hardest type of hauling anybody can do. That's my opinion. Because I would. That's something I don't think everybody can do it. Now let's. So what's your most disliked type of hauling?
Most disliked type of hauling?
Yes.
Vans.
And then 1 point up.
And then we got the cattle haulers. Like,
what about the cat? Why do you not?
it's not the cattle there first. And this is my aunt's a pig hauler. So
Is
she is. So
Okay.
hope she doesn't see this.
It's okay even if she sees
But
it.
she doesn't act that way.
What do you mean act? What are you referring to
They're
here?
the coolest fucking guys on the road, and they're really not. Like, I don't give a shit how much you slept last night and drove 18 hours. I don't give a crap. Like, you're the only thing that looks nice is their trucks. I will grant some of them have nice trucks. A lot of them don't, but their trailers all look like shit. Every single one of their trailers looks like shit. I don't care how hard they try. Their trailers are covered with poo inside and out. They look like crap. They literally have crap on them. Like, and every time I see one of their trucks, I think of freaking. I think they're all on it. I think they're all on it. Like, they all love to tell you how much they didn't sleep that night and how much longer they drove the next day. You get, like, none of us give a shit. None of us give a shit. Just keep to yourself. Do the job that you signed up to do. Like, you're not that cool. It's not. It's
Okay, then who's
it's
the
not all that.
who's the coolest person on the
No
road?
one's the coolest on the road.
See, that's fair. That's a fair statement.
No one's the coolest. We're all out here to do a job.
True.
But if you drive a Kenworth, no, I'm kidding.
That's-
What would I think my coolest? I don't know what that would be.
okay, you know
I
what?
think the hardest form of trucking is tanking, like tankers.
I think it's flatbed.
I think it's tankers,
I did tankers for a decade.
and I think you think it's flatbed because of what I have to put on my trailer. I think it's tankers because of how you have to drive.
True.
It's
The
a whole
splashing
different
stuff.
game when that stuff is actually moving on your trailer.
Tanker, it applies to any type of trucking, but tanker is more so of you cannot make a mistake.
No, and
Like we all make mistakes, but in tanker world, you cannot. Like some of these products that are in those tankers. And here's a piece of information for an average person who just likes to brake check trucks. Some of these tankers have products in them that you can't see, smell, or touch. Take that.
yeah, burn your hands right
Like you
off.
can't even
Burn-
look at it because it probably take your sight. So
Oh,
like
wow.
some of this stuff is very, very dangerous. It's on the road and you're messing with it, and it's in large quantity, right?
Hmm.
You should always be careful. And the most troubling part for me to understand all this is when people are not respectful to truck drivers and trucks on the road, because like these truck drivers are there for you, like every single person there.
Yeah, I think people saw that more in COVID.
But nobody still realizes that. People
No, but
just think
they've
you're a
now
dirty ass
completely
trucker.
forgotten again.
Just thank a truck driver next time you see. I know you have to share the road with them, and they have their own problems. They're big and heavy and all that. And I almost say this every show now. It's almost me crying to people. Be like, respect truck drivers. They
Yeah.
do a very crucial job, and it's dangerous, and it's
Well, my biggest problem is like last week, I had 80,000 pounds on. I'm going up a hill, so I'm
wow.
going slow. And uh, the car behind me, it comes flying up the side. It's not even a lane that you can pass in. Double line, not great. And comes up beside me, gives me finger. We're on a hill. And
On
he's
a hill,
yeah,
because
passing
you're
me.
going too slow.
Yeah, passes me on a hill. I've got my four ways on and everything, but like, do you think I want to be driving
Well,
this
this
slow?
person's driver license should be taken away.
Do you think I want to be doing 20 kilometers an hour up this hill? There's nothing I'd love more than to do than this right now.
It's a
No.
crazy time to live.
Yeah.
Now let's bring that topic back that you brought earlier in the show about it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
I think this was one part of it that people back then realized how important a truck driver is, and they would actually respect them genuinely.
Yeah. Well, from some person who I respect, and um I think he has a good idea about it, because I'm coming from a standpoint is he's not a truck driver, and he doesn't really. I think his uncle was maybe a truck driver. It was my girlfriend's dad, and he says back when he started, got his car license and stuff like that, like we weren't not the kings of the road, but like if it was a snowstorm, you'd follow us,
Mm-hmm.
and you respected these guys, and you let them make those big turns, and they were gonna go up those hills slow, but you didn't cut them off, you didn't brake check them, and then he says now everybody hates you, and it's like he doesn't know where that came from,
Is it
because
the humanity that is just being reshaped, or is it a Canadian thing? Is it a social change? Is it just the way people are now with new technologies and stuff like that? What is it? Like you are a young smart person, I know. What do you think that is?
I again I think it's everyone's just running late. I think we're late half the time. I gotta
But
be
we are late because roads are so busy sometimes.
well,
And
yeah,
sometimes you
but
can't, even let's say the main stuff is you'd be like, oh, you should plan your trip right. Yeah, I can do all the planning I want, but I mean, there's some factors that I can't predict.
yeah, but I didn't plan for a 64 car pileup in Tilbury
True.
on Thursday,
True, yeah.
so I took Highway 3 the whole way here.
Yeah.
Highway
Yeah, I
Thurs-
know. When taking Highway 3 is not an easy task.
No,
No, I
no,
know that. I mean, it's not
especially
easy.
in a snowstorm.
Yeah, when you got blowing snow coming on it and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not pleasant.
had a cattle hauler almost hit me head on.
Now you know where that hate is coming from.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. Those Thursday when that snowstorm was coming down, Tilbury was closed, London was closed, Woodstock was closed. So took Highway 3, and snow was blowing in my direction. So every time a truck would pass, complete whiteout. Like I couldn't see a thing. It'd be like walking into that wall right there.
That piece of land, that stretch is the most dangerous. Like 402,
Yeah.
401, like all that stretch. West of London, more so, is the most dangerous
So
one.
there was a truck in front of me, but from what I was experiencing on that road the other day, when that truck was past me and the snow would blow, I figured I should stay behind, like quite a way away from this truck, in case the guy coming the other way can't see me, and then all of a sudden I'm there, right? And so this truck comes straight past me, and then I pass it, can't see a thing at all. Opens up for 1 second, McDonald's, right there. I'm like, oh God, right? Like, but there he is,
Yeah.
running behind someone's ass because
Yeah.
he's got to be the fastest, coolest guy on the road.
Well, he probably is.
Oh yeah, definitely is.
Jarrett, if you once you you know and once you grow up, not 23 after anymore, and like once you have a family and stuff, you have kids, would you want your kid to be in trucking? Hypothetical question here, but
Uh, I'm gonna have to give you the same answer my dad said, and probably no.
so your dad did not want you to be a truck
No,
driver.
he did not want me to be at all. Um, my mom wanted me to have my license. She didn't care if I did anything with it. But my dad wanted me not just to stay away from it, not even get my license at all.
And why is that?
Because he's done it, and he knows that I'm gonna miss things. I'm gonna miss things I can show up for my girlfriend, for my friends, for my family, and stuff like that. And granted, I have. And I think the third week into driving my brother's birthday, and he misses it and just texts me. He goes, "What a dick you are! Like, already missing stuff." I'm like, "Shut up." But I now that I'm in it, I totally see what he was talking about.
You can make kind of money though, right?
Yeah, we make good money.
Yeah.
I make
But
good.
is there any match in money? I don't think so.
What do
Like
you
as a
mean?
23-year-old, like even if you worked for the government, you had even in your like you even had your own business, like let's say a small business.
Yeah,
Even if you had any other job, like okay, I know nobody wants to talk about their paychecks. Just tell me what was your paycheck like last time. Just and tell people why they should get in trucking. Like young people, like a 20-year-old, how much was your last paycheck? Just give me a one figure.
week.
A week? Give me
But
by the week.
like, I gotta work for that.
Yeah, no,
Like,
1700.
I had to put the
So
foot
now
to
you're
the
saying
floor.
you took home about 3,500 biweekly, right? No, hang on a second.
That was take.
Right now, and then you put that like so 1 month you're probably making $6,000-7,000 a month, right? Is there any job? Is there any job? Tell me any other job that would pay you this much.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
So you work in a factory.
I don't. I've only
Hang on a
ever
second.
I only worked ever one other job.
Go here and there, can probably take home $7,000-8,000, no problem, right?
A month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Now, is there any other job that would do this? I don't think there's any other job that would pay this much to a 23-year-old
To a 23-year-old, yeah. Like,
who was supposed to be working either at a fast food restaurant,
yeah.
at a factory, or let's say you got a bit of education and you're working as a dental assistant or something like that.
Yeah, like, I mean, granted, I don't know what they make. I don't know. I don't really. It's a touchy subject for me. I don't like asking people about their money. I don't even like asking people
No, are you making me
for
feel bad
money.
now?
No. I don't even like
But the
asking.
reason I touched upon this topic is I want you to talk to the young people and tell them why they should come into trucking. Here, trucking is the best trade if you do it right.
I think we had one guy this year at our company made about 120 grand
Wow.
this year, but and I think he was home Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. But he does put the foot to the floor, and he's just a company driver.
Right.
Um, but then there's other people who maybe just make 70. So it does depend on how hard you want to work and where
Mhm.
you want to go and what you're willing to put on the trailer. But I think every company's different. I don't talk to other guys at other company. I don't talk to guys at our own company about how much they make. It's I don't like asking people for money if they owe me money. I don't like talking about money at all.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I think nobody wants to talk about money, but the point is, trucking is because nobody wants to talk about trucking. Like, that's the whole purpose of this show, right? Like nobody wants to
Yeah.
highlight the kind of sacrifice truck drivers make. Nobody wants to talk about the kind of money they make. Everybody's trying to keep it secret. And also, I believe, Jared, maybe you can tell me this. A lot of people, once they get into trucking, they lose their social skills because they're not socializing so much anymore.
Oh yeah. I have like no social life anymore.
No, but at the same time, you're establishing yourself.
Well, yeah. Like there's work for me to be done, and I gotta establish myself 100%. But like, I don't see my friends much anymore. I don't. I still live at mom's house. So do my brothers, and used to see my brothers every day. But now, when my brother walks through the door after work, it's like, what is up? Like I haven't seen you all week, and it's just fun. Like, and maybe there's something about like those relationships where they mean more to you now, I guess, is what I'm trying to think of. But
Yeah,
like,
you value them more because you
yeah,
don't see them anymore.
but that's part of the trucking that you might hate. Where when you asked me what I don't like about trucking, I didn't really think about that. Is
But
relationships start to fade because you're not around much.
no, but at the same time, in 20s, if you try and establish yourself, and by the end of 20s, now this is a piece of advice here. If you establish yourself at the end of 20s, and in 30s, you can have an easier life when you
Oh yeah,
have your, like when you go one step ahead in your life, right?
yeah.
So like it's all planning. I mean, but again, like my criticism to 20 years old nowadays is they're still playing video games, you know. So, but if you
Yeah.
don't plan this out in the 20s, in the 30s, you're gonna suffer. So you
Yeah.
should think what Jared is thinking right now. Get a truck license, plan your life.
Not all of you. Not all of you.
Not all of you, but I mean, if you got love for trucks and with the right guidance and right training and all that, but you can make good money.
Don't call me cattle hauler.
Don't become a cattle hauler. Become a cattle hauler. I mean, if you do it right, and don't be thinking that you're the coolest guy on the
I'd
road.
rather drive to the local farm and pick up my hamburgers.
No, this is gonna get you, okay? This is gonna get you a lot of criticism, okay?
I'm okay with it.
It's fine. It's just having fun with this. So, I was trying to cut my, the shows shorter, but you helped me not do that. So this show is, I think, a much longer show.
I think
But
like an hour, just a little bit over an hour, is like good because I found I do watch your show, and like some of the 45 minutes ones, I'm like, I wish they talked just a little bit longer.
So
But
you were
then like
hooked.
some of them after the hour are like, okay, what's going on here? Like
This is
but
going to be more than an hour, I tell you this. I'm pretty sure.
it feels like we've been talking for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's me.
Has it really been that long?
Hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It does not feel that long.
And we can probably go for another hour.
Yeah. I didn't think. Did you even ask all the
No,
questions?
I don't go through this. No.
Oh,
It's a real, genuine conversation for those who think it's a very planned show and then this and that. Now, it's a very genuine, pure conversation about trucks, trucking, and highlight the sacrifices truck drivers make.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then
Well,
talk about different topics and find out if people dislike cattle haulers or not.
should. No, no. There's some of them are good guys. I have
Yeah.
one friend who is a cattle hauler, but granted, he does think he's the coolest guy on the road.
I think they all do.
But I just don't say anything to him. But they all act like that, and not it. But my aunt doesn't act like that. She hauls pigs. She runs back and forth and hauling pigs, and she doesn't need to tell me that she barely slept last night and that her she's running harder than everyone on the road. Like we're all running hard. Everyone's got a job to do. Like it's a different life that those guys live. That's for sure.
Well, the dealing with animals itself is not an easy task.
No, granted, it's not. I will give it to them. It's not.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
an easy
for example,
job.
cows, pigs, even sheep, they don't take instructions.
No, it's not an easy job,
Yeah.
and I understand that the things inside can't die. If it dies, it's bad on them. And
Yes,
it's
true.
bad.
That's another side of the story. Yeah.
But don't give a shit how long you slept for, what you did, or how cool your trailer looks. Because quite frankly, your pig is pissing on my truck when you drive past me.
And the last thing is you want him to park beside you at a truck stop.
I've drove to other truck stops because the only parking spot was right beside a cattle hauler. I have personal conveyance. I'd rather sleep beside a reefer that's going all night.
Yes. Because the reefer is going on and off the whole time. But these, usually pigs, they go nuts in the morning time, like
Well,
4 or
yeah.
5 in the morning,
When-
and they're going crazy.
I don't know. Maybe the guy was just showering. I don't know, because from my understanding, they're not allowed to park until the cows are off the trailer. But I see a lot of them parked. But maybe he was just inside showered. But parked one night, and this is where I learned my lesson: is I go outside and I'm just doing a quick little walk around the trailer before I walk inside and go take a shower, and cow just kicks the side of the trailer. Scared the shit out of me. Like, cause it was like right beside my head, and he kicks this trailer, scares the livid piss out of me. And I was like, this is the last time I stay beside one of them. And then on our way to BC, we were going through Montana. Pig pisses down the side of my truck. And I just washed the truck the day before, and I'm like, I'm on the CV with the other guy I'm running with. I'm like, fuck it. He was in front of me. I'm like, fucking run him off the road. I hate this guy. And I know it's not his fault. It's
I
the
haven't
pig.
laughed so much in a long time.
I know it's it's no one's fault. But like,
Yeah.
God, I
The
just
only
hate
thing
it.
is, don't be thinking that you're the coolest guy on the road.
Yeah. We're all just doing a job. We're all just doing a job. Keep to yourself.
It's true.
No one cares about your TikTok. No one gives a crap at all. Like, part of me wishes there was more class still in this job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish nothing makes me more mad than seeing a guy, and this isn't even I think people will think this is stereotypical when I say this, but it's not just immigrants that are wearing flip-flops in the truck stops anymore or driving trucks.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be comfortable. I think it just became a social media joke that, okay.
Many
So-
people wearing sandals, pajamas.
Okay, now
Like,
I also want to
Put
clear.
on some jeans and some boots. Wear maybe a collared shirt or at least a sweater. Look representable. That's what my mother's always said. I represent her. I represent the company. Look representable. Why I try and keep my truck and trailer clean 24/7. People think I go overboard. I definitely do go overboard, but I wish more people cared about being representable.
No, but driving in or with, so a lot of people drive bare feet, right? And you know it's not illegal. You know that.
I
There's a
drive-
myth out there. It's illegal. It's not illegal.
I drive with my socks on.
True. Well, that's still bare feet, in my
Yeah,
understanding.
okay,
Right.
all
Let's
right.
put it this way. But you got to have the right socks. Okay. The material of the socks, because some can be very slippery.
No,
There's a
Grant,
little
yeah.
training lesson.
Yeah.
Now, just saying. So the point is, it's okay because everybody wants, like, you don't want to sit at a place for 10 hours with some heavy boots or something on, right? I mean, like, you want to be relaxed. Like, of course, have the boots on when you leave the truck.
Yeah.
Have the boots on and, steel toe on if you're delivering at a place and whatever the protocol is at that facility, right?
Yeah.
All that stuff, of course, the rules should be followed. But while you're driving, this is your personal space. You can be shirtless and drive. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not gonna drive shirtless. But like, I think if you can keep your truck clean and you can be clean, everything's gonna be better.
Correct.
That's how I feel personally.
What's your opinion on having pets in the truck?
Pets in the truck?
Yeah.
I have a dog at home, and some days I'm like, God, I want to take her. I really do. I could not keep up with the hair inside the truck, and that's the only reason I don't take her. But we have one guy that works for us, and he's got a little chihuahua like this big, and like I bet you it's probably like the best thing ever. Like,
But isn't
I
that
don't-
like to me? That's animal abuse.
Not when it's that small.
No,
when
but
the
if you're
Chihuahua is
doing
that
no-
small. But
no truck-
I've seen guys with
Crooked,
like
like their dogs are cuckoo.
no, not cuckoo. King
Oh,
King German Shepherd.
like the big ones.
Dogs
yeah.
like this big, this long. Like
Probably
that's so bad for that dog.
Yeah.
Is how I feel. But I feel like guys with little Shih Tzus and little Chihuahuas and stuff, they're so tiny.
Yeah.
They're so tiny. I don't think it's. But I think it would be fun. Now my dog's not the biggest, but I still feel like it would. Because I'm just so used to putting my foot to the floor and going from one place to the next place. And I feel like it'd be a bit of a switch up having to stop every now and then to let her out and go pee and let her out and go pee. So just not something I've wrapped my head around yet. And I mean, I vacuum the inside of my truck every night and it's not that hard, but I know it would be astronomical with the amount of hair that she sheds. So, but I'm not against it. I like it.
I think no dog or even sometimes people have cats, deserves to live in a truck, especially when you're a long haul truck driver.
Yeah, it's harder when you're a long haul. It's longer when you're a long haul, but I think some people kind of need it. And by saying that, when dog has to go out and pee, you get a bit of a break. Some people need more breaks than other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think there's I don't think there's a problem with taking dogs now, like King German Shepherd, the biggest
And more energetic dog.
green. Yeah, like when you have a huge dog who should be out running in a field and just being able to run, I think that's way too small of an environment for that dog. But the small dogs, I don't think it's a problem. Cats too, I don't think it's a problem.
A lot of people have plants in their trucks.
I mean, people with plants, they're the weird ones. They're the weird
Well,
ones.
they have some company
They
there.
probably used to be cattle haulers.
let him go now. Now you're calling for this.
Probably have pigs in their truck.
Probably. So, Jared, what's the future of trucking?
Future of trucking?
Is it bright?
For me? Or for like the whole industry?
Whole industry.
I don't think it's too bright for the industry.
It's not?
No.
That's a sad news.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's just more and more gonna be a job. And then sooner or later it's gonna be electric trucks. And then sooner or later it's gonna be trucks that drive themselves. And sooner or later it's just I feel like each month something veers away from what it used to be. And you asked me at the start what ruined trucking. I couldn't pinpoint it. I really couldn't, but I'll tell you what I don't think it is. I don't think it was e-logs. I don't think it was DEF system. All these guys like to think it was. I think it was just big corporations making guys feel like a number. Is what I feel like it was.
It is. It is the part of it.
Right? Nothing's more upsetting than a white Volvo or a white Freightliner. Put some color in the truck. Put some pride in your company. Like I love the guys that drive past me with Volvos, and they've got it's a red Volvo with blue pinstriping down the side of it. Like they're trying at least.
Yeah.
Like have some pride in what you do is my biggest thing, and I try to take lots of pride in what I am and what I do. And
I'm very
I think-
thankful for what you do. As a consumer that lives in Canada and
Yeah.
goes to the grocery stores and buys stuff, and for the house that I live in, and all the supplies that I get in my house, and when I go to a hospital, let's say if somebody's not feeling well, and all the supplies that are present at a hospital, And every single thing that is around me, I'm very thankful.
Everything
To
came
every
on a
single
truck.
truck driver.
Right, sir? Oh, this came on a boat. Well, the boat didn't drive on land to get to the Walmart.
It ultimately got on a truck.
Yeah, it all comes on a truck, and say that a lot. It annoys some people, but everyone takes it all for granted.
Yeah. With the
It's
more
things I take for granted.
Yeah, we all do. We're humans.
all
We
do.
forget stuff. We're
But-
very good at forgetting stuff.
Yeah,
And sort of looking in the background there.
yeah.
Yeah. Jarrett, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I laughed a lot. I had so much fun. There was a very real, genuine conversation. And from a young guy, from a young 23-year-old who is, trucking. And I wish you truck for a long time safely
I
and
hope
do it
so.
right. Do it right.
I
And do it
wanna do
right
it.
means next time you're on the show, don't be 200 pounds, okay?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, don't be
200 pounds more.
Just be what you are right now. You're fine right now, okay? And watch what you eat.
Like I was 200 pounds when I was in school.
Maybe my math is not the best.
No,
okay?
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's like okay. Thank you for
Wait.
watching the show. We'll be back next Sunday. Take care till then. Be safe.